Massive and deadly wildfires devastating towns in northern and southern California and forcing thousands of people from their homes.
And that includes several celebrities who had to scramble to escape the flames, and Rob is following that angle.
Los Angeles, the city of stars, found itself smack in the middle of chaos. Baby, massive wildfires took over, devouring neighborhoods and sending smoke billowing across that iconic skyline. The city looked straight out of an apocalypse movie, and thousands had to evacuate, including some of Hollywood's biggest names. Now, wildfires are nothing new in California, but honey, they've been cutting up more than usual lately. Experts are blaming it on climate change, those endless droughts, and some questionable environmental policies. And let's not forget the drama over poor land management. Leaving dead trees and brush out here like it's decor just made the perfect recipe for disaster. This latest inferno? Oh, it's hitting close to home, literally, for the Hollywood elite. Pacific Palisades, where the mansions are massive and the celebrities run the block, is now ground zero for the blaze. Over 12,000 acres have gone up in flames. And sis, it's far from over. And baby, the flames show no signs of letting up. Authorities are already warning that things could get even worse with those fierce winds fanning the fire like drama at a family reunion. The devastation has hit some of Hollywood's brightest stars. Leighton Meester and Adam Brody, their $6.5 million mansion, bought in 2019, is now ashes. Actor Billy Crystal and his wife Janice, they lost their Pacific Palisades home where they'd been living the dream since 1979. Chile, it doesn't stop there. Jamie Lee Curtis, Mandy Moore, and Maria Shriver all had to flee their bougie homes, with Shriver calling it devastating. And James Woods? He spilled about his terrifying escape, saying, "Every house around us was on fire. We were smack in the middle of it." Even Paris Hilton wasn't spared. Her $8.4 million beachfront mansion in Malibu went up in flames. She shared, "Sitting with my family, watching our Malibu home burn on live TV was a nightmare nobody should ever go through." Sis, Paris Hilton poured out her heartbreak, saying this fire has been a total nightmare. Meanwhile, a blaze that erupted in the Hollywood Hills on Wednesday night had fire officials sounding the alarm, calling it rapidly expanding. Baby, within hours, Hollywood was choking on thick smoke. The iconic palm trees? Barely visible. And landmarks like Hollywood Boulevard and the Walk of Fame? They were in serious danger. Chilly, it was chaos. Sunset Boulevard turned into a parking lot as panicked folks tried to get out. The fire, nicknamed the Sunset Fire, threatened icons like the Hollywood sign and Griffith Observatory, but hasn't crossed the 101 freeway yet. Thank goodness. The Dolby Theater, home of the Oscars, barely made it out unscathed. Even so, next week's Oscar nominations? Postponed. The Critics' Choice Awards? Pushed back 2 weeks. Production on shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live and Grey's Anatomy? Shut all the way down. And don't get me started on those canceled movie premieres. Hollywood is shook. Oh, and Mark Hamill, aka Luke Skywalker himself, he and his wife had to flee their Malibu home. It's giving, the force isn't strong enough for this heat, honey. Even Mark Hamill's dog wasn't spared the drama. Hamill called the fire the most horrific he's seen since 1993. Meanwhile, residents of Hollywood Hills and nearby areas faced pure chaos as mandatory evacuations rolled out. People were running out of their homes in pajamas, clutching whatever they could grab. The streets? A hot mess. Traffic jams clogged escape routes, and some desperate drivers even hit the wrong side of the road to flee. Local resident Anna Waldman said she was just walking her dog when she caught a whiff of smoke, looked up, and boom, flames were on her doorstep. And the vulnerable populations? Baby, they got it the worst. Michaela Jackson, a 26-year-old mother, was rushed out of a homeless shelter with barely any warning. She called it chaotic, saying, "They just told us to get out and go." By Wednesday night, Sunset Boulevard was a shell of itself. Businesses wiped out, including a beloved A-lister hotspot, Erewhon. Michael Pittman, the store's director, called it complete devastation, adding, "The whole Palisades is done." The LAFD reported 5 major fires burning across the city, torching over 27,000 acres. Tragically, at least 5 people have died, and over 130,000 residents were evacuated. And with winds raging at 60 miles per hour, baby, it's like nature turned up the heat, just for the drama. Chile, winds were doing the absolute most, blowing up to 100 miles per hour and making it nearly impossible for firefighters to keep up. Now, it's calmed down to around 30 miles per hour, but don't get it twisted, the risk is still high. With everything bone dry and the city's tricky terrain, the fight is far from over. Firefighters even had to get creative, dipping into swimming pools and ponds for water because the city's water system wasn't built for this kind of drama. Of course, this has folks side-eyeing California's infrastructure again, with critics demanding better land management and emergency planning. But despite the chaos, stories of resilience and community love are shining through. Residents and local groups have been stepping up, offering shelter and resources to evacuees. Social media? It's been the real MVP, helping people get updates and connect with aid. For Hollywood, these wildfires are more than just a natural disaster. It's a wake-up call. Between the flames, shifting audience habits, and streaming platforms taking over, the industry's feeling the heat, literally and figuratively. But honey, if there's one thing about Hollywood, it's that it knows how to bounce back. The fires may be a reminder of how fragile it all is, but trust, the spirit of resilience is alive and well. Hollywood has survived its share of mess before, and baby, it'll do it again. And honey, the wildfires tearing through Pacific Palisades are a loud and clear warning. It's time to get serious about tackling climate change and the challenges of urbanization. For Hollywood, this crisis should be a wake-up call to use its global platform to push for real change. The road to recovery won't be quick or easy, but if there's one thing Tinseltown knows how to do, it's survive and thrive. Right now, the fight to control these flames is still on, with resources stretched thinner than a red carpet dress. The situation is dire, so if you're in the area, follow those evacuation orders and keep checking official updates. That's all for today, y'all. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.